up? Welcome to Birdlim Story.
Yeah,
So happy to
aloha.
have you. I'm Clark.
Aloha, Clark. I'm Kai.
Kai.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to have you on the show today.
Oh, it's such a blessing to be here.
Yeah, this is awesome. I would. So at Birdlim, we want to bring people in and inspire people to reconnect with nature. The world has gotten real boxy and we're covered with synthetics. Even our connection to the earth has been lost through uh, rubber. What is
Yeah.
rubber? It's like plastic and the manufacturing that goes behind all of that. That gets a little deep. But I'd love to hear about your story. First of all, you're rocking
Yeah,
bare
we're rocking
feet.
barefoot. And it's like you can feel the carpet's made of plastic, but at the same time, where do we ground in the end of the days? It's got to be in the heart. And so, it's in a way, it's an art to walk through the world with those synthetics and the insulation that we encounter, the things that are non-desirable. Where it's like, oh, I would do it a different way, but this is what I have. And it is beautiful. It's thorny ground.
That's amazing. Yeah. And I'm
I've
sure
been
the rest of your
blessed by my boots so
yeah.
many times.
Yeah. I've got a cut on my foot right now from rocking bare feet on pavement.
Yeah.
So, but it's totally worth
It's
it.
so worth it.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me how I should use my feet. I need more of this, right? Because I knew if it was calloused, probably wouldn't have the cut on my foot.
Yeah. So broken glass is rare for me to get cut by now. But even when I wear shoes, I feel like I try and grab with my toes inside the shoe. And so use it like a tool, like I would with my hands. You hold on to it while your foot's in there instead of slouching like you would in a chair. It's like, slouch chair.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up and you use your hands like that because we did a kettlebell carry and I decided to go barefoot. And I noticed my grip strength was stronger being barefoot. And I'm like, well, how does this work?
Yeah.
Is it the connection, some vibrational frequency that I'm picking up on? Is it my alignment?
I love seeing the X with the spine. So the grip of the right would be correlated with the left foot and the meridian channels. And if you have a solid planted left foot, you can express more grip in your right hand. Same with the left and the right. Yeah.
It's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not just your feet that are getting the benefit. It's your whole body.
Yeah, because the structure's from the ground up. We could do footwork drills sometime.
Yeah. No, somebody told me okay, well, when you're barefoot, you can get a towel and just use each toe.
Yeah.
And I might want to start with my big toe because the rest of my toes are just, they've been so used to jammed.
Someone made this up. Can I put my feet on the side of the table? It's called the dragonfly pose. And he goes ahead and every single finger is interlaced and everything is being spread, and then he grabs his fingers together and then just opening his hands can expand the bones in his feet and kind of reset what the shoes did.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we can all do 5 minutes a day of to benefit every aspect of our life would be toe mobility, right?
That one particularly is a little painful.
Yeah, no,
For
I did.
me, it's a stretch.
Whoa. I did those foam things, and they're just go to sleep with the foam things in your toes.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep. I was like, this hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some issues.
I like rolling on a racquetball or lacrosse ball.
Okay.
So a hard ball to massage the sole of my foot. Yeah.
To think at one point we were jumping like a bird on a limb.
Yeah.
We would attach to limbs and trees and be able to go through crazy terrain with no shoes. And that's sort of how I feel like we're designed for that.
Yeah, and I see that in the bird nest, where it's more about a connectedness. When we are with this flow of nature, the physical expression is much more profound. Like the running people in South America, you've heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 200 plus miles a day. Their game is 25 by 25 by 25 square mile playing field. Get the ball and run. It's this is fun. They run.
Yeah, making it fun. That's the
competition was not something they understood. An individual victor had to be explained to them. And then they sent their older guys. So if they lost, they're it's the old guys. Yeah. They're 42 and they outpaced all the chads. Yeah.
I've noticed that when I've done jujitsu. I noticed that I'm 39 and when I roll with the guy who's 20, he doesn't have the strength I have. And when I roll with the guy who's 35 to 45, even 50-year-olds, there's something there. Like that old man strength is real. like
like
years of,
technique and just being balanced and centered, and the ability to express strength more than just having it in your hands. You know, like you can have a lot of strength, and it's like, how can you apply it?
mhm.
And yeah, having experience, I feel like is the only way. How do you learn to apply strength? You
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more you do it,
you're like, oh, I don't want to break stuff. Maybe I want to.
yeah, don't break other people, right?
Ideally,
Like
yeah.
that's the
That's
goal.
nature is so
Yeah.
forgiving. She's
Yeah.
the best teacher.
Yeah.
She's helped me through anything. Yeah. And
So I'd love to hear more of how you are on this path. Like what has guided you? What's the biggest moment you've ever had in life? Have you had some big aha moments where you maybe were living this way and then you transitioned, you branched into a new experience, a new paradigm?
I can think of, there's at least a dozen like plateau and then catalytic, or like, you know, hit a ground point that was actually foundational. And it's just like a remembrance of something beyond what had led me there. And like what unfolded was so much more. And it's like, whoa, it's a whole new world. And I think the interesting part is trying to, in a way, share it with people that have an attachment to who we've been. Like we've just met. Everything's brand new. And if you've walked with me by every step of the way, it's like everything I say might be so easy to convey. But it's like if you see me at like slideshow, you know, it's like, okay, there's still an attachment to this person. It's like those experiences and the way they convey themselves, or the way I conveyed myself. And
No, that's powerful.
yeah, to see death many times, or to experience it and have to like claw your way back. And it's like in the wild, you know, I've been surrounded by packs of wild dogs and big cats, and, you know, play with bears. They're friendly though.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
ever
wouldn't
go
mess
there.
with grizzlies. But
Do
like,
we have to do that?
no, never. You know, and it's just an internal thing. You know, it's like why leave your room before the universe like sits in your hand? Not in a possessive way, but in a sense of gratitude. You know, like every breath should be a reflection of what's happening outside, and in harmony with that. My biggest attunement would be sitting by the ocean and being grounded and being there long enough, months at a time on the ocean, eating tropical fruits. I would walk 5 minutes and come back with sprouted coconut, you know, mango, avocado. Spring water was right there.
Sounds like Hawaii.
It was Hawaii.
Was
it
it
wasn't
Kauai?
Kauai.
It
It
was
was Big Eye, but like,
okay.
yeah, it was down in Kahana on the black sand beach, and beautiful space. But the point of it was the breath attunement with the rhythm of the ocean. The inhale would be with the ionic spray coming in with the ocean spray, and the exhale would be in the lull. And if you look at like energy, like AC versus DC, you know, we hold hands, we walk each other home, we go a lot further. You know, like if you have an impulse wave instead of just a current, the distance that it can travel, the difference is immeasurable. You know, DC dies out very quickly, whereas an alternating waveform can go much further. So kind of like having that polarization in a way is beneficial towards expansion, or how far we're able to go or see or experience. Yeah. And it's like, how do you know what joy is? How do you know what your connection with nature is? Well, usually it's intrinsic. But in a culture that has roots that are uprooted, I know mine, like my birth culture per se, indigenous, we all are. Where is my birth culture? I've looked for it. I found it in my heart more than anywhere else. Leprechaun with a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Om Namah Shivaya. Good luck in there. Yeah, but that's just the Lucky Charms. Yeah. And it's like, how do you keep your smile on your face and keep going for your day? Because it's not someone else's shoe that you wear. It's your life to live. And I think everything we experience is meant for us, truly. Yeah, beyond description. And we want to call that nature or divinity or whatever. Like, however any of us want to discuss it, I think if we ignore that collective connection, failure is the only, like, result.
Yeah, I read somewhere that cooperation is something that all humans share at the basic level of their DNA.
Yeah.
That's how we got here. That's how we procreate. That's how we get along. That's how we do everything.
We're in this together.
And I'm always looking for that. I'm always looking for opportunities to cooperate.
Yes.
And find. So I didn't grow up Jewish, but when I had this realization that the idea of a divine infinity, because that's how I see life. If you were to define life and create, a name for it, I would say infinity.
Yeah.
And infinity is singular. And then I looked up the history of Judaism and realized that it was all based on the belief of monotheism. And I'm like, monotheism, one.
Yeah.
The rabbis got it right.
Yeah.
Like he's spitting infinite, like he's tapped into that unity. So when I look at that, I'm like, I get it. I see why people follow this path of Judaism, because it's embedded in the most basic principle of this one infinite source of all life.
Can I feel a personal witness? Because my life has felt like, in some ways, like Robot Chicken, like, wow, like, okay, like, yeah, like, it's like, where do you, like, spill the beans? It's like, they've never been kept secret, but it's also like, feel like a general confusion and also like a perversion or pollution of the culture. Even polytheistic religions are intrinsically monotheistic, and they're expressing a divine source in its divine fractal expression. How does this present itself? Like, look at Kali, feminine aspect of destruction. Shiva, masculine aspect of destruction. What is that? That's actually creation. It's just like, well, this is how you have to get with it to see the light. And then there's the roots. And it's just like, it's kind of like a rough cut coming from like a Christian upbringing. But for me, that was like a solace, where it's like, give it to me straight. It wasn't an attachment from a cultural way of like, each aspect of this is like something to be idolized and worshipped. It never felt like there was an individual idolization, because it's just, this is divine expression. If you draw breath, you're ordained. Where do you draw your breath from? The collective.
Yeah.
What ordains that breath?
The plants, right?
What aligns your life? Where draw the line?
It's really infinite when you think about it. Expression of life is it is in the soup of infinite possibilities.
And then that leads back to our potential, where it's like, what life do we want to live? We choose that on an individual level and a collective level. And so how it's almost like, let me honor the reflection, let me honor the moon, so that the sun may be received more fully. It's so hard to directly look at the sun, blind you. You gotta get morning and night. Mm-hmm. But like the moon, you can stare at that all night, and it won't hurt your eyes. And it's just like us. We can see each other, but how deeply can we see each other? And when I feel like we can start to surrender what it means to be an individual. I've lived in Hawaii, and I was taught by Hawaiians, their culture is different. It doesn't come from a place of individuality. There was a cave on the beach, and I would sleep by it and chill by it. There's like beautiful sounds in it, and I would just like, He's like, have you gone inside the cave? Brother, it's like this big. It's like, you can't get a body through there. There's a process every culture went through where we would sit in the dirt or the water and go back into the earth, and we would be carried into the warm waters that flow through the earth, because there's like, warm water veins all through the earth. They just use it, like, mostly they come up in the rivers because the easiest is the deepest carved.
So connecting with source.
But it's like a liberation from the body was like a natural attunement that was cultural, that was lost. And instead we like preach death, where it's like, this is the end of life, obituary. And it's like, Hawaiian shamans, if they felt like they couldn't accomplish what they needed to accomplish, they would willfully walk into the magma as a ceremony to become a greater being that could accomplish what needed to be accomplished, in full faith that, what needed to be done would be done, because we're one life. It's like, let my spirit return and be born into a form that is capable of holding this. from a Western upbringing that's just like, that's crazy, man. I've been next to magma. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I had this cool experience where I slept in between two lava tendrils. There's Orionids, and I was on Big Island. So it's like next to the ocean, magma flows going, 40-mile-an-hour updraft. So you got like, you know, earth, water in the ocean, for youngest earth, fire with the magma, the air is blowing fast in the sky, the stars, Milky Way, and Orionids are coming like 160 like an hour. So you'll see like choo 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 choo. They're bright and big because there's no light pollution. It's like, it's chilly. And the closer you get to the lava, the harder the wind blows, so the colder it gets. And there's like two blackened tendrils. I just like right between them and took a nap. You know, there's no live flow. There's radiant heat. Felt so warm and cozy. Ionic energy radiating into my body in one of the most grounding spaces. Slept for 4 hours. It felt like I slept for 16. Like, what's rest? The ability to rejuvenate the body. It's an electrical system. Are we sleeping on grounded spaces in energized areas? Both. And so bird's nest is an opportunity to bring more flow into the home and live a more vibrant life, because we will feel better about our house because we feel better in our house. Aestheticism is intrinsic. Look how beautiful the plants are, even plastic. Makes us feel fantastic.
It's the geometry.
Yeah.
It's the geometry.
It's the shapes.
Yeah.
It's like the fire.
You could be colorblind and still recognize that's better than nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, living trees, flowing water, any plants, if you're gardening on your walls or your roof, if you have medicinal baths or the ability to decompress in water, you know, to actually go ahead and let gravity not feel so burdensome in this gaseous state. Get a little liquid about it.
No, that's powerful.
Yeah. It's like warm, salty water that's fresh. And then you have a big carbon basin that you can filter all your water through right back into the plants. Snip some lavender, lemongrass, and your hot water flows in over that with an herbal bath pool trickling down into your medicinal bath. Add to the cold that you want from the, Yeah, that's a vision. And how do we get there? Nature immersion. How does this happen out there? How can we reflect that? I would love to, it's in the works, an educational system where we run 3 parallel channels next to like natural rivers that are already protected, and one is fully hands-on. One is beneficial inputs, what we would perceive as beneficial inputs, and one would be untouched. Just like, look at what happens when we touch the rocks. Look at what happens when we feed and breathe. Look at what happens when we do nothing. This is, there's not much room for life left to live if we touch everything. If we breathe into it, it'll flourish. If we leave it alone, it's beautiful. Appreciate it. But it's like our culture teaches us to turn everything into a playground. And even just like appreciating it internally takes us to such a more profound level of connection with that nature. It's like, I came into foraging like, what can I eat? Yes, no, yes, no. Edible, nah. Like I go through, I was like, I felt the trees like look at me like, it's weird. Like, you just keep thinking about eating me. Like, why? Like, oh, I bet you're delicious.
Yeah, like, dude's got to eat. Yeah.
And then it came more towards the appreciation of what would be perceived as poison, seeing the venom in the medicine, even the bee sting so profound, the stinging nettle so profound. To introduce inflammation intentionally to have like a reactionary, healing effect in the body. And it's like shown to be anti-cancerous. Like it's just, it sounds the red flag, so everyone comes out and they clean everything up. Anything that was laying around gets swept up in the show. It's like, all right, there they go. Thank you. Ouch, the bees. Yeah. Got a voice.
Powerful, yeah. And what I think is crazy is, I've had this realization. I don't know how many people have had the realization that if all the plants died on planet Earth, what we know it, all the humans would be dead.
Yeah.
But if all the humans died on this Earth, would the plants still be alive?
Oh, they would flourish.
Yeah. So which came first?
Yeah,
What gives us life? It's plants, it's nature, it's water, it's all the things that came way before humans had the ability to have express consciousness through
for what
this
it's
vehicle.
worth, I believe this mother, our earth, Aina, she loves us so dearly. Like, even the way things are, it's like a mother. Like, so much appreciation, you know. Like, the ways of nature would love to spite us, you know. It's like, okay, that does not fit. But the gentle teacher of, like, you can kill how many ants and where's your karma or whatever at, is like, you can still go and light up life. But you maybe learn that, like, you don't have to do that, you know. What, to what benefit? They're quite busy helping us all.
I
You know.
almost think that there's certain plant species that have sort of taken over consciousness, like these hard
Coffee.
drugs. Like, yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Poppy.
yeah, coffee, cannabis,
It's almost
cocaine.
like they have a spirit beyond the
Yeah,
physical.
I feel like
Yeah.
the where cocaine's derived from, it's a plant.
Coca.
Yeah, coca is a plant,
But
and that
then look at
plant.
Mumbai with elevation, altitude, like a less extracted, a more gentle application with a more complex alkaloid and not so processed and toxic.
But somehow that plant wanted to get processed. It wanted to be cut.
Yeah.
It wanted the synthetics
You
mixed
gotta
into it.
accept the collective. Well, it's
Yeah.
just concentrated, so the experience is more profound, so the connection is deepened. It wants to be seen and witnessed and experienced because it has big medicine for us right now. But in a way, it's kind of like how we treat the earth. We abuse her. You know, it's like giving inches. Here's my yard. It's like running around with a yardstick, and it's like your yardstick just leveled like how many square everything. It's like, whoa, like what are we doing in the Amazon?
Yeah, maybe we don't need to
breathe.
concentrate that much.
Why
maybe,
not grow hemp? You
Yeah.
know, why not go ahead and just go ahead and forest? Go ahead and plant some seeds instead of cut it down. Because then what happens? What happens when we plan for the future? Yeah. There's an economic nosedive that's trying to be covered. And what has our back? Nature. You know, you want to be safe? Figure out your water. It's so easy. You can get water from any creek. Natural filter and boil. Put it through leaves and carbon. You want to know how to do carbon? You put it under the dirt. Start a fire and put it under the dirt with a little breather. And just smokes out everything except the carbon. You can crush that down, put that in a bin or a bucket. Maybe some leaves on top to preserve your carbon life. A little spigot. Rocks at the bottom. Sand on top of the rocks. And then you burn those sand and rocks before you put them in so they're sterile.
And even
it's a 5-gallon bucket filter that's going to be able to like filter boil. And now water from any creek is just fine. You tamp down the carbon, it's essentially an RO filter. The ppm is next to nothing.
I met a guy that was harvesting water. He climbed up, it was in Muir Woods in the Bay Area, and I was doing a hike, and he had all these 5-gallon buckets of water, or 5-gallon jugs, and he was filling them up. And this is like in the middle of summer, maybe a couple miles up from the river or from the ocean. And he's filling up this water jugs, and he says he drinks it straight.
Yeah.
Like, and his gut biome, and it adapts.
Well, I mean, I go to spring water. I can tell you, Ward, Arapahoe, and I know of 5 other ones in the area.
Where you just drink it straight.
I have the energy available. That's what I do. I don't boil it. It's like, you might read, it's like they've had it lab tested. And it's like, well, if you have an energetic imbalance, your body won't be able to handle that. I've met people where they dig into the dirt and drink it right from the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Their body's fine.
I mean, all the other animals do it.
In Africa, that's how they get their water. They dig in the dirt. And depending on where you get it, when there's pollution around, there's a lot of parasites and other issues. Most of the tribes are fine. If you look at them, they're not expanded in the gut, and their diet doesn't allow that. And they have medicinals that keep them clean, and it just grows local. Yeah, but I want to mention something about the bird nest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like the path that nature dragged me along, for what it's worth, a way to convey it. I almost felt like, how do I share it? It's like, I feel like the most convenient way would be like diary of a time traveler. It's like, this is what is possible. And then here, how does we get there? Okay. But like bringing cyclical systems that are naturally attuned to like universal waveforms, sunlight, you know, into the house that brings breath into the house, there's not going to be any more stagnation in the body that lives in that house to go ahead and hold on to dis-ease.
It's like a portal to reality.
Yeah.
Like the real T, the big T's.
Yeah.
That we're all connected. We're
Well
one.
steeped divinity. Ordained by like an immutable promise, right? Holy matrimony. Here we go. What's that? Well, what do we stand on? We are in like a third dimensional existence, but we can go much beyond that when we connect with each other. And it's like, were we going to stand in our shell the whole time or start to crack out of it? Well, the only way I learned anything was to witness, to let the light in. Where's that coming from? It's us. Yeah.
You know, like what is consciousness? What is that? What does that even mean when I say I have an idea? Like I have an idea. Those are all words that were taught to me to express a feeling that I have inside. And it's a way for me to connect with you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we're able to share consciousness through these channels that have been programmed into us, words.
Yeah.
And this is just one way, right? Like we could be singing at each other right now. We could have our eyes closed and we could probably like, you want to sing?
Well, I got some shapes. I could freestyle something. I might be able to freestyle one of the shapes I've been polishing.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. So I got like, there's a dream that's come to me for like 2 decades now. It's like, yo, energy's all around. How do you hold it down? People trying to shove it into lithium, but the pixies ain't just holding it out. Flying out so fast. What about the water? You lift it up, that'll be a green light to go past to as much energy as you want. For a long last, yeah, keep it airtight. You're set for quite a few nights, right? Now, how do you get the energy out? Well, what about a flow? We talked about cyclical, yo. Charge it from the sun. Yeah, at the bottom. You get it scorching. 1, 2, 3. Solar distill in a pressurized chamber. All the steam going back up to the cold with a resistor. Electrothermal if you're able. Or just let it drop in. You could still put a watermill in the flow. Mill all those trees into incense, yo, and let the smokes go up like the prayers we need for the 7th generation. Because who's going to stop this nature show? There's way too much glow. It's like the sun inside of everyone. You know what I mean? Oh, who started this festival? I don't care. Let's party. But please respect the art of being. We come from a culture that's possessive, scorching everything indigenous that it could see. What do you think a dream is? Where do we stand? The heart is where art comes from. So appreciate external culture as a way to grow. It's like corn on the land, the nutrients in the seed from the light that greeted your eye. Instead of slice and dice, you could have been, ooh, so nice. I'm inspired and I want to make something tonight with these hands, right? I see you got some. I love what you make. Look at this. Let's do
it. All right, now let's see if I can match this. That's good.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what I got. This is good.
I mean, I know it's like with no beat, I'm floating on my heart. So, yeah, I don't know.
As the world turns, I sit back, relax, and burn one. Probably all designed for me to learn something. See, it's the inside of my mind that defines divinity, creatively creating creativity. Easy as 1, 2, 3.14, on and on. I take a slice of pie and do it my way. Intentions land and out pops reality. What I perceive seems to be a compilation of memories mixed with unsolved mysteries. Am I the bullet in the clip or the one pulling the trigger? Am I the victim or the creator? Either way, I is sun till sun falls off equator.
Yeah, boy. I couldn't even imagine something greater off the top of that head. The reflections got my mind going flat, line, boom. But like Lazarus, he brought me right back with the verse so divine. Look how connected we are. It's almost like we're a sign for a greater plan, a radiant light in the night. And collectively, we learned something, right? Constellations. Start to learn how to triangulate with those of your own nation. Resonant frequencies. Seeing through turbulence so we can see the eye to be. And everything. Especially the roots. What about the ancestors that gave us this dream? So quick to forget in the modern set, but man, the movies had actors past days yet. It's out here with the media, Greek goddess of deception with the clones ready to preach it to you. What do they shove down the throat? Something poison that makes you choke? Ha! Yeah, then choke it down. Once the frequency shifts, and that's the resonant. But let's get back to fertile divine ground where the only thing precious is the free seas, and before they hit the ground, save 1/10. Sow them inside for the next season. Yet, who knows about amaranth or yellow dock or ancestral grains that grow all over the Americas? Everyone's worried about food crisis, cattail, bulrush. That's the same plant. A delicious starch that could nourish everyone with full proteins. And you could too, yes. That's just up here in Colorado. Go anywhere on the planet. There's so much food for everyone, yo. But learn how to respectfully harvest, or like the Oregon Trail, 2 miles wide. We lost all this. Now it's an 8-wide highway. You can go so fast. You don't even know anything that's going by or what you're looking past. But with the eyes on the future, we learn to sit still. Because which way do we look into time anyway, if you will?
Nice.
I love you so, man. That's so good. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, yo, you're an incredible divine reflection, brother.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's powerful. It's when you start looking, what is this all about? Because I think with Birdlim, it's about having the best life. And what I found and what you found is that we're connected and we have these gifts all around us. And it's just a matter of recognizing it and allowing that relationship to flourish. And I want to share that with as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And that's why we're doing this. We're talking about it. We're like, just start, like, go get a house plant, look at it, feed it, like see that relationship and how you can create life, more life by giving something energy, and it will give you more than you gave it. It's like,
it goes back to one of the deepest Hawaiian teachings of the seed, ano, or seed, where when we want to manifest, we focus intention every day, and that's the mana. And so, like, you put it towards the same intention, and then it'll grow in your garden of consciousness. And so it's like, whether it's a seed of focus, all I would say is trust the gifts, whatever feeds us, whatever brings us joy, whatever really nourishes our life, makes us enjoy this presence that we're gifted. The presence we go through is something that is a personal, is personal training ground. Like, you have the ability to show up in ways that no one can expect. It's like, bloom, take flight, rise like the phoenix. No one's seen you before. No one's met you. Show us what you got. It's like Rick and Morty with the heads of the gods. Like, wow, show us what you got. It's like, bet. Eat you up like marbles. Crunch, like, jawbreaker, nah.
Like, you could show up and there's so much out there. to experience and be and think. And yeah, we're here to have that adventure and play, I think.
Yeah.
That's for me anyway. That's what I found, is that for a lot of years I was focused on just making money so I could buy shiny things.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, I had to have a talk with myself. I was like, so you think you're the freshest? You can impress us with what you affording? Fresh kicks, whips, and clocks. They're cool for a minute, but they eventually lead to boredom. Chasing what they're making probably means you're a follower, not a leader. A billboard, not a teacher, herding simple sheeple. Same cut, different speaker. New tags sewn together, buy some slave children. So I started having these realizations that, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like I'm idolizing this paper or this decimal, these numbers that have been created. And I'm focused on that. I'm going to get more of that. And I'm going through life like, okay, so I'm going to take this thing, these set of numbers where the decimal, I want to move the decimal, right? Yeah. It's all about moving, getting commas and decimals. And then I'm going to go out and buy a bunch of stuff that somebody told me is going to make me feel better.
It's like, no. Ready? You want to go with me? You want to get a bow and arrow? We'll go get an elk. You want to like make some jerky over a fire that we made right there where we killed it? While we go and like process the leather and bring it back and cure it, and then we make like triple layer like sole bottom shoes out of elk that we hunted ourselves.
Yes. Yeah. You can keep the Ferrari. I'm going up and making my own fucking shoes out of the animal I got with this stick. Yeah. Hell yeah. Like I get to choose life, right?
The feeling over the time frame. Like when we make it with our own hands, it's like, it might not be as effective. It might dilapidate at a rate that's faster. How does it feel in our life to be around it? Or the gifts that our friends give us that you can't even buy. They're my favorite things. It's maybe not because I couldn't acquire something similar, but it's because I could never like replicate the intention behind that. It's a reflection of the collective.
And the elders speak that. Like my dad, he's lived his life chasing dollars and having houses and cars and all the things money can buy. And when I ask him about his experiences, like throughout his life, he's almost 70.
Yeah.
All his stories, they involve relationships with other people. The best stories. He's not sitting there going, oh, I had this house I paid $5 million for, and then I sold it and made $2 million. And those aren't his stories. His stories are like, it was when I was with this guy and we were fishing and he threw something out in the water and told a joke and we laughed. And I'm like, Dad, and he's like, that's what life's about. Is those relationships and those moments where you're connecting.
Like, yo, watch me jump over this cactus.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Yeah. Like those are the best moments.
Yeah.
So I think we can all kind of reach out to our elders and say, like, what was the point of your life? Like find somebody in your life, your grandma, your grandfather.
It's like connection.
And ask them what are their best moments. And I guarantee you most of them are going to talk about time spent with other people, time spent in nature.
Yeah.
And man, that's gold.
Yeah.
Like, why am I going to be chasing after all this other stuff when I can go get the gold?
Where else would purpose come from outside of connection? And without authentic connection, there's no true purpose. But once we have true connection, like a child can ignite that so quickly. Purpose can come overnight and we don't even know why. But that's authentic connection. They cut right through the Maya, the illusion of separation. That connection is too real to ignore. It's yourself. It's half you. What are you going to do? Everything they do is you.
Okay. More people need to hear this. And it starts with your breath.
Well, how beautiful that is to be able to witness that in a container that's receptive of the medicine that it holds.
It's growth.
It's
and that's
just so growth.
Yeah.
They just hold us in such loving ways.
And I think we all have that. We all are embedded with this belief that life is about growth. And how I feel like it's been perverted. Like you've taken that energy of growth and like, look over there, look over there. It's like, no,
it's like,
close your
presence?
eyes. Yeah, like close your eyes and look right here. Where's the air coming in and out of my body? Where's it? Like, where's the gratitude? Like, wow. Everything
and that
I
which is
experience.
most precious to my heart even have like I can't even touch it past my nose. It's my diaphragm, it's my wings, my lungs taking flight, giving breath to my heart. And it's like without that, you know, even anxiety, the Latin roots of anxiety is just action without breath. And so if we consider ourselves an energetic system or a fire, what happens to a fire when we snuff it out? Yeah, what can it do? A bunch of coals laying there, good for cooking. Pork. Bad news for a star, But if we come together, oh man, the fusion art, and get liquid like plasma, everything starts to shake and vibrate. It's like not so solidified or calcified. Yeah, it's like connection becomes second nature. Yeah, how'd I get here? Gifted creator, just like everyone else. I was mom as dad.
That's something I'd love to talk more about. Like this idea that people are like, when the identity, when people are like the he, she, them, there, it's kind of arbitrary. And then I'm like, you had a dad, right? You definitely some sperm and some egg got together and did their thing. And then
even more wild, it's the 13th sperm. It's like 12 sperm to open the egg, to open the protein shells in the egg.
Yeah, talk about cooperation.
And so they talk about 13th into the light body, and it's like we're incarnate light bodies, and it's like you already got your disciples, like they'd be swimming like white wormies through time space to make sure you landed in the right place. They caught that egg in the fertile ground in the womb that you started shaking it out. Show us what you got.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, if we draw breath, there's so much life. Like nothing is limited until we start to limit it in the mental.
Yeah, I find myself caught in that paradigm a lot, where my belief systems are streaming into these limitations. Then I'll take a deep breath and I'll say, okay, that's one way to look at it. Like that's a paradigm, that's a matrix. And then when I reconnect, I am open to all new possibilities. And I can float through that space in infinite time and allow myself to choose which is gonna be my next adventure.
That BS, I let it out like a cow back to the seat of creation, where I can resound out exactly the path that my highest self has, paved in the gold ways, where we all get to be glad.
We can cure all of it.
Soul fed at last.
The soul.
Or a connection, right? It's like if someone's hungry on the street, we're hungry. If someone's without a house, we don't have a house. There's no one with a yacht if there's someone without a car. If there is, that's that's an imbalance. That's an artificial extrapolation of people's life force energy because they're born into a culture that doesn't allow life to flourish on its own. It's like iteration after iteration of parasitic influence to try and continually extrapolate more energy, which has been leveraged into XYZs, I mean, and money is such a beautiful communicator. It's commerce. It's like a collective earnest heart. It's green. You talk money, anyone will listen to what you're saying, you know what I mean? But much like our life, how we direct it is going to affect our experience. If we focus our money on the things that are fleeting, very quickly, we'll find ourselves defeated at every turn. The system we exist in is designed to extrapolate our energy from us and let other systems persist. We could argue it's like a benefit or a detriment. I mean, it allowed me to drive here and be here, and I can fly on a plane to Hawaii tomorrow, man. It's kind of cool. I got coconuts in Colorado. Call me coconuts. I'm not going to bite the Maya. She's got a lot to teach. Let's get on with this connecting thing that we preach. Internet? I bet. But we're connected beyond that level. And so when we can acknowledge the external as a reflection of the internal, all these technologies are coming out. If you look at what they would call beings of energetic mastery, they're going to express similar extreme mental application. Oh, it's just as fast as quantum computing. Wow, look at what happens when you start to exist in pure 0 point of creation. Your system is all lined up. Well, you kind of feel like, wow, infinite potential feels more like a galactic system than it is like what we would have been taught as like a physical system, is interwoven. That's not through my hands, that's through our hands. That's the beauty of this. Is a gift that we want to, it's like a platform we made for ourselves to shine. But everyone gets it.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it. But we have to share the mic to get it.
Yeah, so thank you for this technology.
Yeah, right?
Powerful.
Waveform monitoring. Yeah. And then the emitters too.
Yeah, I think
that's beautiful.
This is awesome.
Aloha,
thank you
yeah.
for being here and sharing.
Yeah. I feel like I would love to do some like actual active expression too and see more of what you do. Certainly. Bird's Nest is one of the coolest things I've heard about this year, certainly. Beyond that.
Yeah, I want to rip the roofs off. I want the sunlight to come in. I want people to see the power of nature in their homes. When they wake up, I want them to see it. When they go to work, I want them to see it and feel it, because I've been blessed with the gift to receive that power. And all I want it to do is flow through me. Yeah. And I feel like a vessel that's getting really full. And I want to share as much as possible. I want to channel as much of this love that I'm experiencing by holding the power of nature and understanding it beyond thought. Yeah. It's a resonance. It's a feeling. Yeah. And I think life will be better for everyone. I believe in better. I believe we're evolving constantly. And the next step is our world's going to transform into a cooperation that receives the power of life in all forms. So thank you for showing up, Barefoot. Hell yeah.
Return to breath, return to this connection of what gives us life. Yeah.
Good stuff. So we'll have to have you on next time.
Cool.
Yeah. Love to hear more. And like public expression. Yeah. Like we could take it past the mic. Like let's get on whatever we got to do to get this message out, because I think it's awesome. Yeah. And I'm bursting at the seams. I want everybody to know about this.
Yeah, I was like, should I go freestyle on Pearl Street after this?
Yeah. We should go down there.
If you want to. Yeah. I'll be down there as a guy hitting it up early. Yeah, I see like one more thing.
Let's go.
Have you seen the air well?
No.
It's like structural technology. So it creates spirals in its shape, and in the desert you can like condense air into water just with the shape of the structure. So the wind blowing across the spirals compresses the air into enough density, and it gets cold enough that it can actually have like a well from the air just because of the shape that they made. But it's like the housing could be done as like a conch shell, where like the center rooms are completely contained. They still have breath, but they're, warm. They're never going to be cold. They're insulated. They're sheltered. You have a heart. Of course, my heart's inside. But then every other room can like continually get more exposed, or like, and it can have this flow of like hot to cold, heated floors, and like the air flow can go with the shape. And you can just have a natural expression in the whole house. And walking through the house can feel almost like, going from outside into what would be outside, just warmer and maybe a little wetter, or whatever felt just right for the people dwelling there. We all got our own vessel. Yeah.
That's powerful. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Sweet. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming in and
it's such a gift.